The 1000 best games for Windows. We're going to play this 20 Squares. Let's read the description. 20 Squares is a Windows shareware version of an ancient Egyptian game of 20 Squares, a game of the pharaohs, a popular game of ancient Egypt played by millions from 3000 BC to 400 AD, is still fun and enjoyable today, historically accurate, full of stunning graphics, brimming with Egyptian lore and history, lots of great game sounds, an original MIDI score, all this combined in an easy to learn and play format. It's fun, it's educational, it's exciting. The only remaining question, will you win the sacred scroll of Thoth, I want to say, or die buried alive in the sands of Neferkata's tomb? Interesting. Alright, so probably in here, 20 Squares, here we go. This game was made in 1995 by P.S. Neeley, but the original came out thousands and thousands of years before that. If you find 20 Squares worthwhile, please send $10 to P.S. Neeley in Utah. Note, although Visual Basic produces extremely stable code and this program has been extensively tested, the user must assume all risk for its use. I actually broke the game while testing it. Would you like to see a short introduction to 20 Squares? Very, very few people know anything about 20 Squares. Actually, it's not a hard game to learn. In fact, it's quite easy. You can tell this was written with AI because of the double dash there. Before you jump in head first, though, can we give you a short introduction to get you started? Now, this was interesting. I actually went through the tutorial to learn the game, and it's very thorough, but we're not going to do it now because I can just explain what's happening while I play it. Alright, so what happened at the start here is a series of auto rolls. The game automatically rolls. Basically, the way this game works is you're not allowed to leave your home base where your pieces are until you have rolled either, I believe it's either a 4 or a 6. The way this works is you can see there's this little white piece sticking out here, so there's four sticks. On the back side, they're brown. On the front side, they're white. And actually, the brown side in a physical game is supposed to be rounded. I don't know if it's the brown side or the white side. I've seen it as the brown side is supposed to be rounded, so you're more likely to roll actual numbers. You got 4 sticks. 2 of them are white in this instance, so that means they rolled a 2. So you can roll a 1, 2, 3, or 4, but what happens if you roll 0? If you roll a 0, so you have 4 brown sticks. Hey, what's up, chef? Good to see you. And what happens is you get to move 6 spaces and take another turn. The whole point of this game is you're trying to land on this exact square here. Every piece that lands here will get taken off the board. You kind of win that piece. If someone lands on a square that I'm on, they knock me out back to the start and I have to start over again. But once you leave the gate the first time, once you roll that first 4 or 6, then your pieces can all leave freely. You only have to do that once in the entire game, but each player does have to do it, so it's not like a one and done for the whole game. Each player has to roll a 4 or 6 to get out, to get started. Then you're free to roam the map as you please. This is the track here. I'm the cones up here. I'm going to be traveling on these 4 tiles here, and then I move down to the middle. And this middle area is known as a battle zone. The red player can't come up to my 4 spaces. I can't come down to their 4 spaces down here. Once we're in the middle, then we can knock each other out. So if I land on any of these brown spaces, those give me an extra roll. And in some variants of this game, back in the day, the pieces were flat. This is actually kind of an interesting version of 20 Squares because it kind of takes ideas from an earlier game called Mehen. The cones and the spools we see here are more commonly seen from the game Mehen. Mehen evolved into what we knew as the game of Ur, which evolved into Aseb, also known as 20 Squares, what we're playing now. And then this game may seem familiar to you as well because you're knocking pieces off the board. Just the way the game works, the mechanics of it is very similar to what we have now as Backgammon. So this is basically a precursor to Backgammon. Hey, Shaky Johnson, good to see you. Welcome in. People often say Backgammon is the oldest game in the world. Technically, I think we can all agree that's not true. We don't know what the oldest board game in the world would be. Ever since we had rational minds, we've probably been creating board games. And then there's also debate about Mancala. This game came out in 26 to 2400 BCE, while Mancala is said to have come out 6000 BC. But there is debate whether that it just looks like that, similar things used as tools, not for game purposes. So there is debate. Is Backgammon the oldest game in the world? And with this being one of its earlier precursors, or is Mancala? And the reality is it's probably a game that none of us have ever heard of, but the earliest documented game probably leans towards Mancala, but you gotta have respect for Backgammon. Yeah, and of course these are all prequels to The Adventures of Microman for Windows. The player over here has already taken their turn, and they rolled a 4, which allowed them to land on this square here. And this is a brown square, which gives you an extra turn. On their next turn, they rolled a 2. You can see the 2 white. That ends their turn, so it's my turn, and I can't get out of here unless I roll a 4 or a 6. And I did not, so it goes back to them. So they just rolled a 1, and they're over here. So it's my turn. I roll. I got 2, nothing. I'm stuck here. Yeah, and this is a good strategy. Build up all these, so if I end up landing in the battle zone here, they can come and land on me, knock me out. They have a lot of options to land on me with. I'm just stuck. I'm just stuck over here. Keep rolling my 2s. Ooh, we got a 6, so now I get to decide which piece I'm moving. It doesn't matter. They're all... 6 is going to be the same everywhere I go, but 6 also is a bonus turn. And you'll notice, as I'm playing this, ooh, I get another turn. So I have 2 choices right now. I can either pull out a new piece, which is not a bad idea, to move it here, so that I have another piece that's out and ready to attack. I could attack this piece here. So I'm not going to do that because I want a bonus turn, so I'm going to move this one here instead. Alright, I got a 1. Now, do I want to come out of my hole, or do I want... Yeah, I'm going to come out. Okay, he's creeping up behind me. I've rolled a 2. Not that useful for me yet, but we're gonna come out here. Yeah, they knocked me out with a 6. They get an extra turn. Oh no, they landed on brown. They get another turn. Alright, I gotta do some catching up. You'll notice... something interesting about this game is while I'm playing it, there's little informational tidbits over here. Both men and women used eye makeup, and typical Egyptian cosmetics kit would contain a mirror, a copper razor and tweezers, rouge, whatever that is, lipstick, green eyeshadow, black eyeliner, and jars of scented oils that the Egyptians loved to rub on their bodies. Woohoo! Getting spicy with these hot Egyptian facts. My goodness. So back then, when people played this game, there was all these different symbols on the board, kind of like we see here. The Ankh represents the afterlife. I don't know what I can't remember what these symbols mean. I used to know. Anyways, but there were different reasons. Whenever you'd land on the various tiles with symbols on them, they would represent something back in the day. So back 2,500 years ago when people were playing this, they would land on certain tiles and it would say like, hey, you're gonna have an excellent beer later, or you're gonna make a new friend. I don't know what the point of that is. We actually don't fully know how the game worked. We have manuscripts of the original rulebook. No, actually that was for the game of Ur. So we have manuscripts of that, and I believe that is the oldest game rulebook we have ever discovered. Yeah, Egyptian fortune cookies, basically. The game was common enough back then that they would leave things off. Like, so there was we don't know the game's original name. It was just kind of assumed, like, hey, here's some rules for this variant of the game, but it assumes you know things going into it, so we kind of have to fill in the blanks. And yeah, we found different tidbits of information about this game throughout different manuscripts, but the thing is, one is the most full, and that one, yeah, is found like in a royal area, and it came with, instead of these sticks that the commoners would use, the royalty wanted very special dye, so they had pyramid-shaped dye instead, with little kind of colored tips. Very interesting that the royalty back then was like, yeah, everyone has this game, but you know what? I want a special version of it, so they commissioned someone to build them, like, or maybe they were gifted it to build just like a beautiful version of the game. Alright, I rolled a 1. I am so screwed, by the way. Let's just throw that out there. All he has to do is roll a 1. He's got a piece off the board. I'm gonna hop this guy out here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh gosh. Alright, I got a 3. So with that 3, we're gonna hop here. I'm gonna claim myself for an extra roll. So the problem with that is now I'm blocking this space that gives me an extra roll. In some variants, the pieces were flat. Actually, more commonly, the pieces of 20 squares or the game of year, the games were flat. It's assumed you'd be able to stack them on top of each other. Sometimes you just get blocked. You can't place because you have a piece already in a space. But let's say you stack up a whole pile of them right here. Someone else lands on that, they knock all of them back to home. And in other variants of these games, these brown spaces are not, they don't just give you an extra turn, they're also safe squares, and so no one can knock you out there. And even further, in some variants of the game, those were shared spaces. It's the only place on the board where both players could be on the same square. So there is a lot of variance, and it's based on what historians kind of interpret about the rules. Let's see, 2. We're moving 2. I'm going to move up here and get knocked out immediately, probably. Okay. He's already freed up a character, and I'm back. I got knocked out. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to roll again, hoping for a 2. A 4. 4 is good, but it's not what I wanted. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it's even better than what I wanted. Oh, no, I counted wrong. That was a 3. Or that was not a 5. You can't roll 5s in this, which is really interesting. Oh, I am doomed, guys. Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. That puts me in danger. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what we want. Now I can roll a 3 or a 1, and I'm gonna roll a 2. Yep. How did I know? It's like magic. Yeah, of course. 2s are definitely the most common. Okay, we're sending you back home, buddy. And you're sending me back home. I'm beyond screwed. I think at this point, it's best if I just reset, to be honest. Yeah, in the words of the great John Locke, no, Walt. This is a much better game than checkers. It's not the John Locke you might be thinking of. Dude, I land in the battle zone for like 1 second and I'm out. I get knocked out. Alright, buddy. You're going over here. Let's see if I roll a 1. I roll a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's take a chance. Oh my goodness. I am in danger. Alright, you, sir, are going down. I should have taken an extra turn, honestly. That would have been wise, but you know, I'm nervous, so we wanna get out of here. I need to start preparing these guys from behind. I think it would be a good idea to also, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he could kill me. He can't kill this guy. So I'm gonna move this one. And I've got a 2 to move. I'm just gonna move this. I'm gonna play it safe. I need to play both offensively and defensively at the same time. Alright, we're gonna get a move on here. Oh great. Incoming 4. Nope, 3. Now incoming 4. Okay, I'm safe. I got a 3. What am I doing with a 3? I guess I'm just gonna move this. Another 3. Let's make use of this. See if I can get another. Dang, we got hooked up there. All right, let's move this guy up here. I need to get some of these guys out. Let's free that guy. I have a 3. You know, I'm gonna start chasing. Oh my goodness. Oh, this guy's in danger. 2s are the most common, so I need to be very... Yep. Yep. There's no blocking him now. It's just me. Yeah, I'm so dead. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. I think at this point in the game, this is when you concede and you just shake the hand and say, you got this one. I'm only delaying the inevitable at this point. See, all he has to do is roll a 1, and that's GG. So I gotta catch up to him. I gotta try. We're gonna let him play it out, though. Let's see if we can get a 3 here. No, but maybe we can get a 1. Nope, it's over. All right. So this has a death animation. I don't really know what it is. I've got a severed arm. Oh, I'm sinking in the quicksand. The sands hide your impudence. All right, we're gonna win it this time, guys. We gotta lock in, you know. There's a lot of explanatory stuff going on in the previous attempt. So let's see here. I'm stuck. I think I'm free now. There we go. So yeah, you can roll a 4 to get out. And now I rolled a 3. I'm gonna load these guys up. That guy is zooming. Just absolutely zooming. Yeah, I'm gonna load this one up too. I don't like how fast that guy is. I really don't. In fact, I dislike it so much that I'm gonna let it happen. Go ahead. You gotta be wise sometime. Wait. Okay, I got a 2. We're gonna knock this fool out. What was the chances of that? The ancient Egyptians believed that a king called Menes had once ruled over the south Upper Egypt and fought a war with the north Lower Egypt. And around 3000 BC, Egypt became one country under Menes, who ruled from his new capital, Memphis. Yeah, that's another thing I should mention is with the symbols, you might have figured out that this game is from... It was first found in ancient Mesopotamia, but it's kind of been found scattered throughout various places in Middle East now, so Mesopotamia is just Iraq. So it's been around for a minute, let's say. And we don't know its exact origin. I'm gonna start moving this guy up. You gonna roll a 1 or a 3? Oh, a 2. A 6. Yeah, let's hop this guy up here. I get to go again. That wasn't the best choice, but we're gonna work with it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I can do this. Get another extra turn. That seems like the right choice. Let's get another extra turn. We're hogging all these spaces, but it does kind of leave me in danger. I want to clear this off as well, so let's move that. 4. I don't like that you've rolled a 4. I don't like that you rolled a 1. I don't like that you rolled a 2. I don't like any of what you just did. Alright, we've got a 2. I'm gonna... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna do that for now. Dang it, I rolled a 3 right whenever we didn't want to. We're gonna move this guy out. Oh boy. Yep. He chose wrongly. I appreciate that. Thank you. Get me out of here. Alright, it's a tie, but not for very long. We gotta catch up to this fool over here. Oh boy. Here we go. I gotta knock this guy out. That's my only objective. Alright, that worked out great. It's a tie game. I'm a little bit in the lead at the moment. Oh no. It is actually a pretty fun game. A lot of luck, but you have to think about what you're doing a little bit. Okay, it's way too easy for him to knock me out, so I could move, but I'm actually going to do this for an extra turn. So then I basically got 2 movements, 2 twos instead of 1. Excellent choice, excellent choice. I need another 2 to get out of there. I got a 3. What exactly do I want to do with that? Let's move this guy into play. You are creeping up behind me, brother. Alright, still slightly in the lead. You gotta roll a... Are you thinking? I think he's thinking. Oh wait, no, is that me? That was me, okay. Let's knock him out. That was a good move. I haven't rolled any of these 4s that they keep getting. I'm gonna go here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was really unfair, I gotta say. Let's roll a 2. A 3, that's fine, we can work with that. Another 3, interesting. Let's try to chase this fool down. You're gonna roll a 2, okay. Another 2. I don't love any of this. I'm gonna move this. Jeez, oh Pete's. Okay, goodness. Look at everyone just one space away. This was a terrible choice on my part. Alright, fine. You get to go again. This game went south so fast. So incredibly fast. Well, good thing is I have a lot of choices now. I'm leaving this guy up here to chase this guy down. Well, let's see here. Oh, get out of here, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That gives me another turn. I have to do it. I can't do anything else. That was a big wall of text there. Let's just get this guy out. If he rolls a 3, I'm in trouble. If he rolls a 4, I'm in trouble. Why did I get an extra turn there? I'm not actually totally sure about that. If I saw a replay, I'd be able to figure that out, but there we go. We beat him. The scroll is yours. Beware the gods. Nice. Yeah, look at this. I don't know if it's original artwork, but maybe. It is original music, supposedly. Alright, but now we have to switch sides. We gotta switch sides. We gotta do a new game. So now I'm the red spools. And I'm just trying to beat the party hats here. Oh man. There's literally no difference. But we're gonna start a new game because I'm not even gonna waste my time with that one. I did accidentally break this game by testing it. If you can drag your piece like off the board and then it's over. You know what that sound reminds me of, like, if you go anywhere in Asia on the subways, there are a lot of sounds that sound very similar to that. In other variants of this game, if you roll a 0, you just lose your turn, but then the game takes a lot longer. And there's also other variants where you have to like go to the end and then come back, but then it's hard to track which way your pieces are moving. So I think this is, generally speaking, this is most similar to probably how it was played back in the day, except it was probably more common to have flat pieces and stacking. You keep rolling those 6s, I'll roll my 1s. You'll see. Tortoise wins the race every time. Wait, what? You had an extra... What is this? I disagree. Yeah, the game is broken. The game is totally busted. It's rigged. They do have 5 pieces listed there, so I got faked out. In other variants as well, there are 8 pieces, I believe. 8 pieces that you have to move. And there's different patterns too. With the royal game of Ur, these last 4 aren't here. Instead, you got tile here, here, and here, and here. And so you kind of loop around and get off the board. Like your pattern is to enter the board, come around, battle zone, and then come down here and exit back from where you started. I gotta beat him with the red spools. I don't know why it's so much harder. I'm gonna follow a totally different pattern here and not do the thing I'm supposed to do, because it's not working for me. Just get guys out. That's my goal. Get my guys out. And he's just handing me the game now. Yeah, I don't want to mess a good thing up, so I'm gonna stick to this stupid, ridiculous pattern. Let's see if the game just gives it to me. I'll feel really dumb if this is how we win, but you know what? He's done it to me many times. I think it's okay. Goodness. Thank you, game. Thank you for finally letting me win as red. It was handed to me, and you know what? I'm okay with that. Let's exit, in fact. Today I am, well, tomorrow is in God's hands.